What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about the history of what's been going on with XXXTENTACION, and first thing I want to talk about is how he got into prison, and then I'm going to end up with how he got out of prison and what's going on right now with him. So the first point I want to bring up is how he got into prison. So he had a girlfriend, they're broken up now, and she tried to sue him for assault and battery because she released pictures of herself. Her eye was just black, bloody, it just looked disgusting. She was saying that he did it. So while he was in prison, Drake, very well-known rapper, I guess you could call him, released a song, or kind of teased at it in a show in Amsterdam, and now we know it's KMT because of his album Release More Life that has recently come out in the past couple months. And people were saying that Drake stole his flow, and it was very interesting because, how would Drake know about this SoundCloud rapper whenever Drake doesn't even use SoundCloud, doesn't even go on there? And it comes out that he had an interview with somebody, and he said that the guy pronounced X's name wrong, and he said that he doesn't even think that's how he spelled his name, and he said never even heard of X. They didn't even know it existed. But then it came out from X once he got out of prison that Drake knew exactly who he was, and he was planning on doing something with X and with that song because I guess he liked it. So Drake got called out for that, and that whole beef has kind of died down a little bit. And then he got released from prison. Obviously it was a couple months ago. It was pretty exciting because now we have more music from X, and he's definitely delivered with it since he's been released. And I don't know, I guess you could say he released it. Wasn't really like a full release of a song called Catch, and it had the ending art from 0 to 100 by Drake, which I thought was very interesting, how he's poking back at Drake, the song. And Drake never said anything about that. And very recently, Drake, Ski Mask, and Rob Stone, which if you don't know who Rob Stone is another rapper, but he's not very well known. He's mainly known for his song Chill Bill. Right now he's not very relevant at all. And the whole beef started with Rob Stone and Ski Mask because they were on a tour with Designer, and before Rob Stone was about to go on stage, Ski Mask went up on stage, said that he was trying to go tell everybody that he would not be performing, explain why. And Rob Stone saw this as a disrespectful while he was trying to go up on stage, and Ski Mask was there. So later, in a couple weeks, month, Ski was on a tour. Rob Stone jumped on stage, and a bunch of his guys just jumped Ski. It was a very, weird thing, but it was, it happened. And since then, most recently, X got jumped a week ago or a couple days ago, and everybody's making speculations that it was Rob Stone. And it turns out that X came out and said that it was not Rob Stone. And I didn't watch it, but I saw the headline. They said that it wasn't Rob Stone that did it. And I definitely need to go see if he knows who did it. It's definitely interesting how, someone that wasn't related to the topic of it and who he had beef with would jump up on his stage and knock him out, like he completely just jumped on the stage and knocked him out. It's very interesting because nobody will ever fight anybody face to face. They'll just knock them out and jump them, which is very weird. And I thought, whenever I first heard about the X getting jumped, I thought it was definitely Rob Stone because he did the exact same thing to Ski Mask. And the whole thing just interesting how they took this whole beef too far, and to the extent of where, I don't really know what the connection with this guy who jumped X comes with, but I definitely think it has some sort of connection to the Rob Stone beef. It's not really that important because obviously Rob Stone is not that relevant, and the Drake beef was definitely a lot more relevant because, you know, you have two rappers who are relevant in the scene, and, you know, someone as big as Drake, who's supposed to be, you know, respectful and respected, to steal flow of X, it's just very weird, I guess you could say. And, you know, X has obviously been coming out with new music lately, and, you know, ever since he got out of prison, he's been releasing new music, and I think that's very good for, you know, his popularity. Definitely been growing, approaching, you know, 1 million followers on SoundCloud, which is definitely good. But what's most interesting about it is that now he's moved on to iTunes, which is definitely good because now he can start making a lot of money from album sales. I know he was like top 5 on Apple Music for like a couple days, near top 5 at the very least. That was very good. And, you know, I first heard about X, you know, at a party, and, you know, I didn't even know who he was, and then I searched him up, and then I was like, alright, this guy's pretty good. And now, you know, pretty much most likely every day I'll be listening to him, and I just wish he would come out with a little bit more music. I definitely think it's not as consistent, but he's come out with like 6 or 7 songs since he's been out, which is definitely good. But, you know, just because I like his music, I wish he would come out with more, obviously. And he came out with okay, so today on his Snapchat, he put something on there, and the title, like I guess you could say the text on the Snapchat is a video to the interlude that never ends, and it was obviously hinting at a new song or interlude coming out. And I think it's definitely interesting that he's coming out with an interlude, because I think that kind of hints that he's coming out with an album very soon, which is very exciting. He went with this new project, one that came out a couple weeks ago or a month ago, The Revenge. It was like it wasn't a album, like a new release. It was mostly, you know, old stuff that he just compiled onto, like, I guess you could say it was kind of like a playlist of old stuff and kind of a little bit of new stuff since he's been out. But obviously, like I said, he hinted at a new interlude today or yesterday, whenever you're seeing this video. And he hinted it on a Snapchat, and I'll go ahead and play that for you now, that way you know what I'm talking about. I definitely think that's, you know, interesting that he would go ahead and say that's an interlude that never ends, and it's, you know, obviously he's hinting at a new album releasing, which is definitely good news to hear if you're an X fan. And I just think, you know, the whole, you know, he likes to hint new songs and stuff all on his Snapchat all the time. It's very interesting, like how he just released a new song with Ski Mask, and he hinted it like a week before it came out, and I just thought that was, you know, very interesting. And, you know, definitely hope he hints more and releases more music in the coming months or weeks. I hope to see his new album come out soon. So that'll be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you don't really know much about X, I hope now that you have a better understanding of all his history, and I hope you stay tuned to the rest of my